Chile, a country where people plan the nights. They should have sex every month. Chile is a long and narrow country in South America. Imagine a thin strip next to the Pacific Ocean with the Andes Mountains on one side and stunning ocean beaches on the other. From north to south, it's about 4,300 kilometers long, but its width ranges from just 64 to 350 kilometers. It's like someone drew the country with a ruler. On the map, Chile looks like a ribbon stretching from the north, where it borders Peru, to the east with Argentina and Bolivia, and to the west is the vast Pacific Ocean. In the north, it has the Atacama Desert, one of the driest places on Earth, and in the south, Patagonia with its glaciers and wild nature. From scorching deserts to icy glaciers, everything can be found in this country. A rich history of struggles and independence. Chile has a long and adventurous history. Before Europeans arrived, it was home to indigenous tribes like the Mapuches. But then, in the 16th century, the Spanish arrived and stayed for years. After many wars and struggles, Chile gained its independence in 1818. Cultural fusion, Spanish, indigenous, and European influences. What makes Chile special is the blend of Spanish culture with native traditions, and of course, a lot of European influence, especially from Germans and Italians. You can feel this in their music, dances, food, and even the architecture in their cities. Atacama Desert, Earth's driest place, and a Mars analog. The Atacama Desert in northern Chile is officially the driest place on Earth. It has areas where, according to scientific studies, it hasn't rained a drop for over 1,000 years. Now, here's the interesting part. NASA uses this place for training its Mars missions. Why? Because its soil is very similar to Mars soil. In fact, when the Viking probe examined Mars soil, it found no signs of life. But later, the same test was done in Atacama, and the same result came up. So, Earth has a place that's nearly as biologically dead as Mars. But even more fascinating, scientists have found a type of bacteria in the Atacama soil that can survive in extremely harsh conditions. This discovery led some to suggest that maybe there could be life on Mars, but we just don't know how to find it. In short, Atacama is not just an ordinary desert. It's a natural laboratory for discovering extraterrestrial life. Chile's earthquake-prone landscape. The Ring of Fire, Chile, is officially a country sitting on a ticking time bomb. Due to being located on the Ring of Fire in the Pacific Ocean, it's one of the most earthquake-prone places on Earth. In fact, almost every year, severe earthquakes happen here. But the record-breaking earthquake was the 1960 Valdivia earthquake, the strongest earthquake ever recorded in history. The intensity of this earthquake was 9.5 on the Richter scale, which is like an apocalyptic event. The resulting tsunami waves reached Japan and the Philippines, and the entire country of Chile was shaken. In Chile itself, the earthquake caused the land to shift by up to 3 meters. An entire island in the southern part of the country sank, and a river changed its course. What's even more amazing is that the people of Chile have gotten so used to these earthquakes that if a 6 or 7 magnitude earthquake hits, most people don't even bother to get up from their seats. Their buildings are also designed to withstand earthquakes, meaning a 20-story building in Chile can be more resistant to earthquakes than a 5-story building in some other countries. Easter Island, the mystery of the Moai statues. The Rapa Nui Island, which we call Easter Island, is one of the most mysterious places on Earth. This island, located 3,700 kilometers away from the nearest coastline, is one of the most remote inhabited places in the world. But what makes it unique are those strange giant statues called Moai. These statues range from 4 to 10 meters tall, and some weigh more than 80 tons. Now the question is, how did the ancient people, without modern technology, build and move these statues? One theory suggests that people there used ropes and tree trunks to drag the statues on the ground, similar to walking penguins. But the problem is, according to research, this island didn't have trees to use for rolling these stones. So, how did they move them? Another theory suggests that these statues were built by highly advanced civilizations, perhaps even with the help of extraterrestrials. Yes, the old ancient aliens theory, because up until now, no definitive explanation has been found. What's even more mysterious is that some of these statues are incomplete and were abandoned halfway through the process. It's as if something happened that caused the people of the island to abandon their work and disappear. Scientists are still researching this, but it's still an unsolved mystery. Chile, a major wine producer with a bold history. Chile is one of the largest wine producers in the world, and their wines are so good that in the 19th century, the French were seriously worried. They didn't want Chilean wines to compete with French wines, so they pulled a dirty trick. They spread a fungal disease called phylloxera in Chile's vineyards. This disease caused the entire grapevine industry in Chile to be destroyed, and for years the country was excluded from the wine market. But the Chileans rebuilt their wine industry from scratch, and now they are one of the top 5 wine-producing countries in the world. So, if you ever hear a French person bragging about their wines, remember that at one point they were so afraid of Chilean wines that they sabotaged them. Chileans' unique approach to planning intimacy. Chileans have an interesting habit that you might not see much in other countries. They plan for sex, just like a business meeting or going to the gym. In Chilean culture, especially among married couples or those in long-term relationships, having a set schedule for sex is a normal thing. This means that many couples agree on the day and time for their sexual activity in order to fit it into their busy everyday lives. Why do they do this? Because in Chile, both work and family life can get really busy. So, to ensure the quality of their relationship doesn't drop, they schedule it in advance, and some even note it in their calendars or have weekly sex dates. A study conducted in Chile showed that many couples set aside 2 or 3 nights a week for sex, and some even prefer it to happen on a specific day and time, such as Friday night or Wednesday night. It's interesting to note that many Chilean couples believe that this planning not only prevents the relationship from becoming cold, but actually improves its quality as both partners come into it mentally and physically prepared. So, if you thought sex always had to be spontaneous and unplanned, Chileans have tried a different model, and they're happy with it. Well, folks, that's our virtual trip to Chile. If you enjoyed it and would like more virtual trips, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. If you want to know about another country, write its name in the comments. See you in the next video.